Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to venture even further away from networking and take a look at the Trevolo U from BenQ. This is another one of those videos where I was sent the product with the expectation that I would do a video on it. Now, I understand this channel is about networking and mostly Unify and Cisco and all that kind of stuff. So what am I doing taking a look at a Bluetooth speaker? Well, I'm going to try and tie this into networking the best I can, and the only thing I could think of was if you've ever worked in IT or networking or whatever, you're probably super used to Teams meetings, and this thing is supposed to make the voice stand out a lot better. One of the selling points I saw was that it's supposed to take basically crappy voice audio and make it to where it is completely understandable. Now, one of my biggest complaints when I'm on a Teams meeting is when there's like a conference going on and there's a whole conference room full of people with that one little speaker mic in the middle of the table, and they're the ones doing the presentation. Half the time I can't understand a word they're saying. So if it can clean that up, then it'll be awesome. Unfortunately, I can't really test that without that happening, which only happens about once a quarter for me. But anyway, without rambling on too much, that's basically my justification, is that we do a lot of Teams meetings, probably a lot of online learning. So if this thing can clean up voice and make it sound freaking awesome, then that'll be great. And I'll probably use this thing. But in this video today, we're just going to do an unboxing, kind of a first time setup. I haven't touched this thing before. I haven't really looked up anything on it, with the exception of like some specs and another review video. But I'll be setting this up for the first time. And then once we are finished, I'm going to hop on a Teams call between my two computers and test the audio between this microphone, which if it doesn't win, I'm going to question my life decisions. And then this Trevolo U, and the built-in microphone on this Microsoft Surface that I'm going to be testing from. And you guys probably aren't going to be able to really tell the difference on the video, but hopefully I can explain a little bit of the differences and maybe some of the clarity comes through. But without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So we've got the basics like our quick start guide. Our quick start guide in another language. This looks like a registration form and some other stuff. And then we've got our USB cable, our charger wall adapter, and our, what is this, 1.4 regular headphone with mic capability cable. What this is for is so you can use it with devices that are not Bluetooth, basically. And then here is the speaker itself. Let's go ahead and get this box out of the way. If you notice the brown stuff all over it that wasn't there at the beginning of the video, it's because I decided to spill coffee all over my desk as soon as I started unboxing it. So getting this out of the box here. There we go. We've got, it basically just looks like a speaker, but I do like this kind of color. It looks pretty cool. It's a pretty small form factor too. When I was looking at this online, it actually looked a lot bigger than this. Yeah, I was expecting it to be probably twice the size that it is, but here we are. It is. Now let's just follow the quick start guide here, which is just telling us what all the buttons are. So we got, flip that over here. We got our power, our Bluetooth, volume up, volume down, and then these two, which aren't self-explanatory. This one is called safe volume mode. Not exactly sure what that does. And then this one is switch between different sound modes. And the quick start guide doesn't say what those modes are, so we'll find that out later, I am sure. Oh, just kidding. If I turned one more page, it tells us what they are. We've got music, video learning, and live learning. So in the music mode, basically it's just a regular Bluetooth speaker, optimized for just standard audio and music, whatever. Video learning is where it provides the best vocal quality for online learning. And then live learning is a smart echo control for the best microphone performance, in addition to best vocal quality. So basically video learning is supposed to make vocals sound the best, and then live learning, it tunes the microphone to also make your voice sound the best. So on our Teams meeting test, we're definitely going to want to go with live learning for the mode here. I am curious what it sounds like just in standard. And then on the back here, we've got the safe volume detection. And it says that it detects background noise and the distance to the user, and it comes out with an optimized volume. So that's definitely interesting. And then we have voice commands, built-in voice assistant, etc. So really the only part I'm concerned with is the Bluetooth pairing, which looks like it's going to be exactly the same as any other Bluetooth device. So let's go ahead and get this thing paired. So off to the side here, I'm just going to pair it with my Windows 11 PC here by going to Bluetooth, and the device is automatically in pairing mode when you turn it on because of the flashing blue light there. Don't know if the camera can pick it up, but when I go to add device, I can see Trevolo U 1A59. We're gonna click that. We get a little tone and it says it's connected. So let's just play a little bit of audio through here and go through the different voice modes and see what they sound like. All right, and for this test, I'm just going to bring up one of my videos, specifically my EdgeRouter 4, and let's see what this sounds like. X, you're going to want to plug in to Ethernet 0 and change the IP settings of your computer. So on the computer we're using to configure this, we're going to go to the Network and Settings Center. So first impressions, it does sound pretty good with the voice. It's a little tinny for my taste, but I also don't think we are in a specific voice mode, so I think this is just the standard music mode. And if we look on the top here, there is no light for this control, which, yeah, that means we're just in music mode. So I'm going to go ahead, click it once, we get a white light, and that means that we are in the voice enhanced mode. So let's see if this sounds any different. Change adapter options, our Ethernet connection, properties, IPv4, and we're going to input the following: 192.168.1.anything other than 1. So I'm just going to use .5. Fill out the subnet mask, and our default gateway is going to be 192.168.1.1, which is the IP address of Ethernet 0 on our EdgeRouter 4. Go ahead and close out of those and open a web browser. Go ahead and go in there, and it should prompt us, yep, router is in. Okay, so there definitely is a difference between the three modes. Shocker, I know. This probably isn't the best example because, you know, I pre-record these videos and do a little bit of editing to make them sound hopefully as good as they can. So to me, the main standard music mode sounds the best. Surprisingly to me, the video learning and live learning sound completely different. So the video learning, I can tell it brings down a little bit of the background noise and kind of pops my voice up a bit. But when I switch into live learning mode, it like straight up compresses it. Sounds like it puts a pretty aggressive EQ or something on that audio, and it sounds like my microphone is a potato. But at the same time, my voice is pretty much all that is there. So I can see where this would be useful for a pretty bad microphone or like a really noisy audio source. And hopefully I can scrounge up kind of a clip of one of those to test on. But there is definitely a difference between all these. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and try this automatic or start safe volume detection. Says I got to press and hold this button for a second. So I'm just going to face it towards me and press and hold this for a second.
Safe volume is on. Safe volume is done.
Okay, so it said safe volume is on and then safe volume is done. So apparently this should be the optimal volume. Is in default configuration. Do you want to start the basic setup wizard? Yes, we do. So if you are familiar with the EdgeRouter X, this is all the exact same setup. But if you are not, we'll go ahead and go through this wizard here. So it's going to ask which port do you want as the internet port. I have two options, Ethernet 0 or the SFP port. We're going to keep that on Ethernet 0. And then we get to select our internet connection type. Now this is going to depend on your ISP. If you have a static IP, you can put that in here. All right, and I'd say that worked pretty well. That's probably about the volume that I would regularly listen to it with. It does seem, and actually with the volume changed like that, bumped down quite a bit, the tinniness is not really as noticeable to me. And also I can tell a little bit bigger of a difference between the voice enhance and the live learning mode. So I can actually see where the live learning mode sounds a bit better at the lower volume, just because it's not as I don't know the word. Tinny is the only one I can think of. It's not harsh, obviously because it's at a lower volume. But I do notice even more the background noise going away with the volume lower. So let's go ahead and hop on a test Teams call and see what this microphone can do. All right, now I'm just going to mute my microphone and record through Teams. So right now, my microphone is set to the Realtek high definition, and that is the built-in Microsoft Surface microphone, which I actually haven't heard before, but I feel like it probably sounds like a potato. So now I'm going to change it to the Trevolo and see how that sounds. Now I don't know if the actual like audio button affects voice or not. Well, actually, I think live learning mode does. So okay. Oh, I do hear myself now. So I guess it took it a second or something. So this is me on the Trevolo with just the regular music setting. Oh, just kidding. It looks like it's flashing again. Hello, hello. Okay, so maybe this is the regular music mode. All right, I don't see it flashing anymore. All right, so regular music mode. Let's go to that voice enhance, which I don't think makes a difference on the microphone. Okay, is there any difference here at all? Don't know. And then back to voice enhance. So there should be the difference between the three modes and my built-in microphone, which actually I'm just going to switch back to here for comparison. There we go. And now I'm going to switch back to my actual video microphone. All right, so hopefully any of these tests kind of showed some kind of a difference here. Because I am in my super quiet office and it is just me today, I don't really have a good way to test all the other capabilities of this thing. It does have that echo cancellation. It's supposed to work well in like a crowded environment with crappy audio that you can barely understand. So I don't really have that right now besides this Microsoft Surface and my own voice. So what I'm going to do is use this for a little while. Basically, I'm going to make it my main speaker and see just how well it works. And the next meeting that I'm on, I'm going to use it and see if anybody can tell the difference and kind of get their feedback on it as well. Just from this real quick introduction and setup, I can see where it would be useful. It definitely does process vocals down and get rid of background noise. That is definitely for sure. But whether or not the quality is there is yet to be seen. I don't really think they're going for super quality. I think they're just going for understandability, which is completely different. I'm used to using mics like this one that I use for my video recording in meetings and everything, paired with NVIDIA RTX voice for background cancellation. So I don't really think that it's going to compete with that. But for the receiving audio side, there's probably going to be an upside. But I will be making another video on this in the future, just kind of let you know where we are at with it. And for more information on this product, just take a look in the description below. And again, this was sent to me to make a video on. But don't make that think that I'm not going to provide my actual opinion on it. So we'll go ahead and leave it here for now, and I will see you again once I've had a little bit more time to use this in more, I guess, crappy situations than just in my studio here. Hopefully you learned something about this product, and as always, happy networking, even though this product does none of that.